Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we will understand how to create Zenler user from Zoho Forms submission. So here let's say that I'm using Zoho Forms as an online form builder application, and by using that I have created a lead form. So here my objective is that whenever someone is going to submit that form, then by using the form response details, I wish to create a user in my Zenler account. So here to do this, I need to set up a connection between these two applications, for which I'm going to use this amazing automation software, that is Pabbly Connect. So Pabbly Connect follows the concept of trigger and action. So here to do this, my trigger application will be Zoho Forms and my action application will be Zenler. So if you want to learn more about this, make sure to follow me through the screen. In this video, we will understand how to create Zenler user from Zoho Forms submission. So here let's say that I'm using Zoho Forms as an online form building application, and by using Zoho Forms, I have created a lead form. So here my objective is that whenever someone is going to submit this form, then by using the form submission details, I wish to create a user in my Zenler account. That means I wish to create a lead in my Zenler account. So now in order to automate this entire process, I'm going to use this amazing automation software, that is Pabbly Connect. So this here is the landing page, and in order to reach here, you just have to type in pabbly.com/connect in your browser. Here you can see I've got two options. One is of sign in and the other one is of sign up for free. So if you are an existing user, you can simply sign in. But if you are a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button, and every month you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I'm going to sign in. Now this here is the all applications page by Pabbly. So here I will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach my dashboard. So this here is my dashboard, and now in order to create a new workflow, I will go to my right hand side corner and click on this create workflow button. So now in this dialog box appearing, I need to give my workflow a name. So here I've named it as create Zenler user from Zoho Forms submission. On my left hand side, you can see that these are the folders that I've created before. So I want to save this workflow in the folder named as Zoho Forms to Zenler automation. Now I'm going to click on create. So as I did that, now I have arrived on a very important window which consists of trigger and action. So basically, trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect on which this entire automation will depend. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. Action is an automated response of a trigger application, and in a workflow, you can only have one trigger but multiple action applications. So now moving to my use case, that is how to create Zenler user from Zoho Forms submission. So I will go to my trigger window, and over here, I'm going to search for Zoho Forms as my trigger application. Here it is. And the trigger event will be new form submitted. So this trigger will start working whenever a new form will be submitted. So now moving to my action window, as by using the form submission details, I wish to create a user in Zenler. So over here, Zenler will be my action application, and the action event will be to add a new user. So as you can see that I have selected my action application and the action event along with my trigger application and the trigger event. So now to begin with this automation, I will go to my trigger window of Zoho Forms, and over here you can see that a webhook URL is given, and along with that a help desk is given. So read this help desk given below carefully, because this webhook URL is going to act as a bridge to connect your Zoho Forms with Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to take you to my Zoho Forms account, and over here these are my forms. So I'm going to use this form that is by the name of Zenler lead form. So I'm just going to edit this form, and over here I will go to integrations, and here in integrations on my left hand side I'm just going to scroll down and go to webhooks. So over here in webhooks, you can see that here our existing webhook URL is added. So I'm just going to remove it. So over here in this webhook URL field, I need to mention the webhook URL which I've got from Pabbly Connect in order to build a connection. So I'm just going to copy the webhook URL, and over here I'm going to paste it. So over here the content type will be application JSON and the authorization type will be general. So in the payload parameters, we are not going to change anything. We are just going to keep it same as it is. So as I've added the webhook URL in this field, that means now I'm about to set up a connection between Zoho Forms and Pabbly Connect. So over here, I'm just going to click on save. And over here, you can see that it is saved. That means I've successfully added the webhook URL in the Zoho Forms. So whenever I'm going to receive a new response through this form submission, then automatically the details of that form submission will be captured in Pabbly Connect. So now moving ahead, as I've successfully connected it, now I will go to share. I'm just going to copy this form URL and I'm going to open it in a new tab. So this here is our form. So here in Pabbly Connect, you can see that it is waiting for webhook response. That means now I need to do a test submission or record so that the data can be recorded here in the webhook response. So in order to do that, over here, I'm going to do a form submission. So here, let's say that the name is demo. And over here, the last name is lead. And the email is leaddemo129@pabblytudes.com. And now I'm going to mention a dummy phone number. So that will be +9198989898. And once I fill in all of these details, I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see that it says, thank you, your response has been submitted. That means I've successfully submitted this form and the form response would have been captured in Pabbly Connect. So taking you to Pabbly Connect, and yes, over here you can see that I have received the response. This here is the phone number, this here is the last name, first name and the email. So as I've got the details through a form submission, now by using these details, I wish to create a user in Zenler. So in order to do that, I need to establish a connection between Zenler and Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to click on connect. And over here, I'm going to add a new connection. So to add a new connection, I need to mention the API key and the school or account name. So in order to do that, I'm going to take you to my Zenler account. So this here is my Zenler account. So I will go to the right hand side and I will go to settings. And over here in settings, I'm just going to scroll down, and on my left hand side, you can see that over here under developers, API key is given. So I'm going to click on API key. And this here is the API key. So I'm just going to copy this existing API key and I'm going to paste it over here in this field. Now moving to the school or account name. So you have to read the instruction given below carefully to get the school or account name. So here in my Zenler account, over here in the URL, this here is the school or account name. So I'm just going to copy it and over here I'm going to paste it. So once I've done that, now I'm going to click on save. And here you can see that Zenler and Pabbly Connect is connected. So now moving to these fields. So here to mention the details in these fields, I'm going to use a method that is called as mapping. So basically mapping means to insert the data from previous step. So as I've received the response from Zoho Forms, so that is why over here in these fields, I'm mapping the details. So now moving to the phone number. So again from the response received, I've mapped it. So from the choose role drop down, you can select the role. So I'm going to select the role as lead. So once that is done, over here you can see that as I've mapped the details which I've received from Zoho Forms. So basically this method of mapping is important so that every time you're going to receive a new response, so that response could be taken into consideration in these fields. If I would have written this information manually, in that case this information could have become static, which means that it wouldn't change even if I would have received a new response. So to avoid that problem, we map the information. So as I've mapped the details, here I'm going to click on save and send test request. So here you can see that I have received a response and this here is a positive response. So here you can see the response code and the message is people added successfully. You can see that a data ID has also been generated. That means a user has been successfully created in my Zenler account. So I'm going to take it to my Zenler account. And yes, over here you can see that a new user has been created by the name of demo lead. Here you can see the email address and over here you can see the join on date and here is the role that is of a lead. So that means we have successfully created a user in a Zenler account from a Zoho form submission. So this automation was a successful one. That means now whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission through Zoho Forms, then automatically a user will be created in my Zenler account. So now I'm going to show you a real-time example as well. I'm going to do a form submission. Here let's say that the first name is current, the last name is user, the email address is currentuser233@pabblytudes.com. Now moving to the phone, so this here will be the dummy phone number. And now I'm going to click on submit. So here you can see it says, thank you, your response has been submitted. That means a user would have been created in my Zenler account. And over here you can see that yes, a new user has been generated. That is by the name of current user. Here you can see the email, join on date, and here is the role of a lead. That means we have successfully set up this automation. Now, whenever I'm going to receive a new form submission through Zoho Forms, then automatically a user will be created in Zenler. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications and create amazing automations by using Pabbly Connect. So you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can write us to https://forum.pabbly.com, and for pricing related issues, you can visit this link. So you can create a lot more automations by using Pabbly Connect, and don't forget to share these videos with your friends, colleagues. Subscribe to our channel for more.